My name is Dali, I'm your Danish Deviant, and today I'm giving my thoughts on Iron Lung. I went into this movie as blind as you could get. I've not watched any trailers of the movie. All I watched was a poster. I haven't played the game it's based on. I don't really have watched much with the YouTuber who made this, Markiplier. I think I watched a couple of Let's Plays like maybe 10 years ago when he had like 2 million subscribers, and I looked him up now and he has like 38 million subscribers. That is fucking crazy. So yeah, I was blind as could be, and as I stumbled my way into the movie theater, I made an audible sigh because I saw like the general audience of this movie, and there was like it was people between 14 and 20, and those are like the most worst people to sit in the movie theater in, and it was like 90% of those folks. But we stumbled in, and I was pleasantly surprised. They were very respectful compared to like a past experience with crowd like that. So very awesome. The movie takes place in a post-apocalyptic future on an alien moon with an ocean of blood, and we follow Markiplier's character Simon, who is a convict who has been chosen to man a submarine to explore the blood ocean to see if they can find anything that will help humanity after the event called the Quiet Rapture. I have the IMDb page open because I cannot remember shit at all. To help me out a bit. Yeah. And it's a very cool concept of a movie and a game, I gotta say as well. I have not, as I said, I not played the game. I looked up some of the gameplay online. It looks pretty cool, I gotta say. I don't think it's something for me, honestly, but I would be willing to give it a shot one day. But that's not what we're talking about. I also had a soft spot for aquatic horror movies like The Abyss, Leviathan, and Deep Star 6, so I was really hyped to go watch this thing. But also a little bit scared. Like, one reason I was scared is because I knew Markiplier was gonna be acting in it, and I was afraid that even though I haven't really watched any of his stuff in years, I would still only be able to see the YouTuber Markiplier in a movie. And but honestly, I was surprised he did a decent job acting, like not at the Academy Award level acting, but like for a first time, I assume first time actor in a movie, he did a pretty decent job acting. And even though I still a lot of time just saw the YouTuber Markiplier, because like how can you not? Even though I don't watch content, I still stumble across so many memes and shorts of his and stuff like that, like, or short with him in it. I don't know if he makes them. Um, it's hard not to have some sort of way, like stumble across him in a way, and to see him act in this movie. Like, but I was pleasantly surprised. That was probably my biggest fear of the movie, his acting. The movie takes place entirely inside the submarine, albeit there's a couple of flashbacks to events outside of the submarine, but that's like so fast. So we are pretty much only inside the submarine. And I gotta say, the setting, a set for the submarine looked a little cheapish in a way. I mean, it won me over later in the movie, but at first I thought like, oh boy, that looks a little rough. But I kind of forgot about it like later in the movie and didn't think about it. So that's good. Now, the biggest problem with this movie is its pacing. This movie drags on way, way, way too much. Like, this movie is 127 minutes. This movie did not need to be 127 minutes. This needed to be a tight 90 minutes. As I said, as I went in blind, I haven't looked up anything about who was directing the movie or who was editing the movie. But as I was watching, I could tell this is a first-time director who's also editing the movie. And then I found out that it was Markiplier himself who was also doing the editing and the directing of this movie. It's impressive, I gotta say. But you should have gotten another hand in on the editing. There needed to be someone who said like, nope, we don't need this part. Let's cut this part out. Don't need it at all. Let's put it on the floor and maybe save it for a director's cut or something like that. Because like this drags so much, you won't even believe it. Like, and I like a slow burn horror movie, but this was just a little too. This one wasn't even like a slow burn. This was like a slow ember of a fire of like ash. Like, it was so fucking slow. And I know it's so tough when you are like the director and the star of a movie to cut out parts, because you're always looking at this, oh, we spent so much time and effort recording this, we cannot cut it, or like, oh, people are not gonna get this, like if we cut this part, and it's like, yes, they will. Please just cut that part, cut it down. There are many parts where we see like a Markiplier look at a map and go like this at times, and maybe we didn't need to see that like 3 or 4 times. Maybe we could have done that with like 1 or 2 times. That would have been enough. Um, Also, there's a big section in the middle where he has to like look under the ship to find a black box, and like it's a whole thing where he thinks he's found something interesting, and or like something that will maybe help him on the ship. Is it called Iron Lung the ship? I actually don't know. But anyways, it's a whole section, and I don't know how long it took, but it took so fucking long. And when he comes down there under the hull of the ship or whatever you say, he finds the black box of the submarine. And as he went like, is all that for a fucking black box? And as an audience, I was thinking the very same. But I know it was like kind of setting up for like when they needed to use the black box later in the movie. But they didn't need that. All that section could have been cut off so easily, and it wouldn't have been missed. It would have made the middle part a bit more tight because it didn't add anything. Like they mentioned the black box later that they had to get that from a different submarine that's in the ocean that he has to like come and collect or collect the data, black box for that. So when the lady at some point, there's like I don't have any notes or anything, so I'm like skipping around everything in this. There's a lady who is kind of like in charge of this operation. Um, Later on, she's gone down to get him, to collect him. They were originally just gonna abandon him there, but they go down to collect him. Spoilers, I should probably say, a while ago. And she says like, look under the board for the under the hull for the black box. So he goes down there to get it, and like so that entire section of him originally finding the black box was like completely unnecessary. We could cut that, and I think that was like a good 10 minutes or something of the movie, easily. Also, there's many scenes where we like look at like how how do you say that in English? The contents gets inside the ship and dripping and stuff like that. We see so many close-ups of that could also have been trimmed out. Like, yeah, really, this movie needed someone else to edit and cut this thing. Because you cannot do that if you're the director and the star of the movie, because it is gonna be like your child in a way, and you don't want to see anything of it missing. So yeah, so it's a shame it has that pacing problem, because I think there is a tight 90-minute movie here that just would be really awesome. There was actually like a big part in the middle where I was like, why am I even here? Why are we bothering with this? Because like this could have been like a short film, 20-30 minute short film released on YouTube or a streaming service or somewhere. But as I got to more towards the end, I was like, oh, there's a bit more meat on this story. We can actually do something with it. So it just needed a heavy trimming of the scenes, and I think we could be like a really awesome aquatic horror movie with some Lovecraftian elements. Like they find this skeleton on the bottom of the blood ocean, so it seems like there's been like life once there, and they find out that like the thing that there's a skeleton of, there's still others out there, and it's like this horrific alien-looking monster that looks like some of the pictures you see of like deep-sea creatures that looks absolutely horrible. The effects of the movie are like not amazing, but it kind of works in this indie movie. The CGI is a little on the rough side, but there's some makeup effects in the end that is like really good, and I enjoyed that a lot. I was like impressed, like where did this come from? That looks awesome. I also really love the setup of him exploring this blood ocean, because as it is blood, you cannot see through it with a normal camera. You need this like a X-ray camera that he has to like press a button on to take a picture, which felt very video game-ish, but I guess that's the thing you do in the game. And it takes these like creepy looking pictures, and yeah, some of the like the monster design is absolutely horrific. The director of the game and the creator of the game is called David Szymanski, I think you pronounce that. And I looked him up. He also made freaking Dusk, and Dusk is so awesome. He was also a part of the writing team alongside with Markiplier, so I'd assume this movie is extremely faithful to the video game. So overall, I think there's an enjoyable movie here that suffers so much from the pacing, and I wouldn't recommend people to rush out and just, I have to watch this in the movie theater. You can't wait for it to end up on streaming or physical media or wherever it's gonna end up, maybe on YouTube on his channel, I don't know. That could be a thing. I don't know. As we have gotten the director's cut with like Markiplier being the editor, I think I would very much like to see a theatrical cut of this movie. I want that is like the sharp 90 minutes, and not the not the 127 minutes that this movie is. 2 hours and fucking 7 minutes. That is insane. I thought when I looked at like the runtime on my like the app for the movie theater, I thought I looked wrong. To see like, why is this so long? This even before watching this, I was like, this can not impossibly be more than 2 hours long. That's insane, but it was. But all in all, in this movie, even though I have like a massive problem with the pacing, I actually don't have with the directing itself. I think I wouldn't be scared to watch anything else by Markiplier, both as a director and an actor. But for fuck's sake, get someone else to edit your movies, man. And that's about does it for my thoughts on this video. Like, please let me know in the comment section. Did you watch this? Did you enjoy it? Did you also have a problem with the pacing or anything else you didn't like? I've seen some people say it was confusing if you hadn't played the game, but I don't think it was that confusing. I think it was like very respectful to the audience intelligence, and was like, you know. Allowing you to piece things together and think like, oh, how this worked and stuff like that. They're very like quiet about the like quiet rapture, what it was like. They talk about how like stars went out and planets disappeared, but they don't really delve into more than that. And I kind of like that. I think there's a very cool world inside the Iron Long universe. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will be ever so grateful. And please go out there and have yourself an amazing day.